Hi, I'm TakiyahLouise. This is my 12th week of 75 soft. I've got just 4 days left to finish this thing out. Gonna finish out strong. I'm going to the movies tonight. I'm gonna go see Gladiator 2 in a 4D experience, which means there's gonna be special effects in the theater. I've never been to a special effects movie theater, so it'll be interesting to see. A friend of mine said they went to one and they got sprayed with water. Now, I personally don't want to get sprayed with water, but it will be cool to see what effects they have going on during the movie, and I'll check back in with you later. Okay, so I'm back from the movie. I had a pretty good time. The way that the special effects worked in the theater were mostly in the seats. For instance, like when there was a boat scene, the seats kind of rocked and swayed. And then when they were like riding horseback, the seats kind of gave you like a galloping motion, like you were on the horse, kind of simulated that. And then different actions throughout the film, the seats would like rock or sway in different directions. And the seats themselves were pretty tall. And then you like sat into the seat, they were kind of snug. Even I figure like if I was much heavier, I'd be a little bit uncomfortable because it was kind of a tight fit. But I'm glad that I lost weight so I could feel more comfortable in the seat. But so it was kind of like a tight fit, kind of very narrow, tall seat, and then even you put your feet down at the bottom. It's because the whole thing is kind of like a ride. So when they were in the boat, the seats would sway or they lift up and then they like shake and do different things like that. So you kind of have to like really be sitting in the seat. And then remember how I said I didn't want to get sprayed with water? Well, scratch that. That happened like 4 times. The first time was a surprise, caught me totally off guard, and the spray came. It was just like a little tuft, but it was the water and it sprayed like right in my eye. And I'm just like, oh man, where's this water from? I don't want these germs. Like it kind of freaked me out a little bit. So, and then another time during the middle of the movie, it caught me off guard again with one of the scenes. And then the last 2 times, like the way the spray and the air comes from the seat, it's those little vents, like where the armrests are. And I just excuse me, and I just put my hand over that to cover it up because I didn't want to get sprayed with any more water or any more air. But it was a pretty cool experience altogether, like with the different rocking and the swaying and the shaking of the seats. It was pretty cool to kind of felt immersed with the movie, the things that were going on. So that was pretty cool. And also when I got to the theater, I saw these sitting down on the table outside, so I went ahead and grabbed one just for like a little souvenir. It's just like a little thumbs up thing. So I thought that was pretty cool. And as far as the movie itself, I thought it was just okay. There's like, I thought it like wrapped up, like it was going steadily along, and then an event happened, and then things kind of switched the way the character was feeling, and then it like just wrapped up neatly, like tight little package, nice little bow. It was, I don't know, it was just like almost too good to be true the way that the movie wrapped up. And I don't know, I'm used to watching K-dramas and you have to suspend belief a lot with those, and I'm used to the cadence of the way that they break down and everything, so it's just different experience. But I still enjoyed the movie and the experience with the motion of the seats and everything. I thought it was pretty cool. So I'd probably check out another 4D movie. So I finished the physical book that I was reading, and it's called Power Moves, Ignite Your Confidence and Become a Force. It's by Sarah Jakes Roberts, and it looks like this. And I really like this book. I felt like the author has a very nice voice. It felt like the words that she wrote out was like an intimate conversation between friends where you're just sharing ideas or things about your life, and I really like that. And in her book, she has a section called Flip the Switch, several sections actually, and it's at the end of each chapter, and it has sections where you marinate, activate, and pray. And when you're marinating on something, you're thinking about it. When you're activating, you're acting on it, and then when you're praying on it, you're obviously praying about it. And as a non-religious person, I found that there were a lot of stories and mentions of God and stuff in the book, and it didn't bother me. I found it very interesting. And with the flip the switch sections, in one of my earlier videos, I went more in depth about throughout one of the sections where I read to you the things that I wrote out that came from ideas from the flip the switch section. And I just liked how I treated it like homework, each section, where it would ask a question or point something out, and then I would just kind of reflect on it and write things out for myself. So I really enjoyed this that aspect of the book, and just the things that she said in the book. Like I said, it's like having a conversation with a friend. She would share ideas about things from her life and ideas that she had, and I like that. And as you can see, there are a lot of tabs in this book, and basically I guess you could say I have commitment issues because I feel like writing in a book or highlighting in a book is just too permanent. So what I would do is I would take these little, whenever I found a sentence or idea that I liked or wanted to remember, I would put a tab next to the sentence. And I started off with these bigger tabs here, and then when I ran out, I moved on to the smaller tabs, which look like this. They're just little page tabs. They look like that, and then I just stick it next to the sentence that I liked, and that's what this looks like. That's what this is here towards the end of the book. And I like these smaller ones because, like I said, I would just put the tabs next to the sentence that I liked, and it takes up less space, whereas this big one, see how much space that took up? But yeah, this book had lots of, as you can see, I found lots of things to like about this book. It had lots of good ideas and things that I want to revisit through, and that's why I tabbed it. So I felt like I like this author so much that I went ahead and bought another book by her called All Hope is Found, Rediscovering the Joy of Expectation. So this is going to be my next read, and I hope I like it just as much as Power Moves because I felt like it was a really good book. Alright, you guys, I completed 75 soft. Today is Wednesday, November 27th, 2024, and I have done it. I completed all 75 days. For 75 days, I exercised for 45 minutes, took a progress video, I ate a whole foods diet, I drank at least 100 ounces of water, I read 15 pages or listened to an audiobook for 30 minutes, I cleaned for 15 minutes, and I followed a skincare routine. And I feel great. You know, sometimes it wasn't always easy, but I always felt great after completing each task. And sometimes when you set out on a challenge, it's going to be just that, a challenge. As long as you stick with it and you can make it through, and that's exactly what I did. I think I'm going to make a full dedicated video about my 75 soft journey and the things that I accomplished. And I will be putting that out soon. I did one thing I wanted to show you really quick was this cool tracker that I made that I used every single day. I checked off the boxes of each task that I did, and this was really helpful in helping me complete my task and making sure that I got everything done every day. And I made this from scratch in Google Sheets. And I really feel like this challenge has allowed me to, what I wanted was to gain some mental clarity and a sense of routine, and I feel like I've done just that. But I'm going to get into that more in a dedicated video. So that's it for now. Remember to be a good human, and until the next video, take care.